see how they do fare here as we load into inside and also out. We're in the top right-hand corner map, starting all the way in the top right-hand corner. Oh my. We have our yellow Protoss player coming down from the land of China. He, of course, is coming down representing Starlight Twinkle, and apparently a bit of a rival of his opponent right now. You know him as Yuki. We know him as ReWhite.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Inside and Out, we have the Chinese Terran player himself. He is TL. He just took down his first opponent. Can he keep the dream alive? It is GhostFantom.
It's nice when players have a bit of history with each other.
Yeah,
I don't really know what kind of history they have, but they do have one, apparently.
I mean, clearly they do, because Yuki, his first probe, is immediately checking these proxy locations.
Oof. Very suspicious of GhostFantom. And I guess that really says a lot about GhostFantom's reputation over in the Chinese server.
Yeah.
And we don't really know much about him, but we're learning a lot based on how Yuki is responding to him.
Yeah. Let us know in the chat if you have some stories to tell about some of these players. For the time being, again, pretty standard opener. Yuki just being incredibly sure of himself to make sure there's nothing crazy going on, confirming that the Rax is at home, confirming that we only have a single gas being taken here, so GhostFantom is going for a Rax expand, so Yuki's going to be or ReWhite is going to be as annoying as possible, trying to cause a bit of a delay.
Yeah, not a very big delay, but a little bit of a delay nonetheless, just making sure GhostFantom can't play too comfortable in the early game as we try to figure out what our players are going to go for.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, we do see ReWhite going for his own gate expand, taking the rest of his gases, and I'm curious to see what kind of opener we're going to get. Again, I do apologize as we cannot translate, as we are unfamiliar with the Mandarin language.
Something, no something, is what Yuki said. No, says GhostFantom. I can't translate the rest of what they said.
Oh god, this is where I have to wonder. Are we refs or are we spectators?
We should be spectators by default. I didn't change anything.
Oh god.
Lobby.
Is it default or are we refs by default when we make the lobby?
I think by default. Wait. Okay, we're spectators, yeah, because I can go between party and spectator chat.
Okay. I'm trying to.
Google lens it up.
Okay, I'm spectator. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Welcome to the Chinese client.
Where
there's no other language setting.
Yeah. For those wondering in the chat, for those who don't know, the Chinese clients, we are on a different region, we are on a different server, and everything we cannot translate, we cannot change the language in game. So I rely entirely on my phone's Google Translate camera.
I rely entirely on the years of primary school Mandarin that I failed.
Why do they keep letting us cast this? Why do they? It doesn't make any sense. Oh god.
Well, I tell them that I took Chinese for 6 years.
Mm-hmm. True.
I don't tell them that I failed.
you don't. Yeah, they don't even know that. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Oh my gosh. As we do have a pretty interesting opener here from ReWhite, he does go for the Twilight Council opener. Straight after that, going for his own Robo. So let's keep an eye on that gateway count. Is he going to stay on 3? Is he going to go all the way up to 4? And it looks like he will.
Very aggressive variant here of the Blink opening. Everything is already being railed across the map, including that observer. And I gotta tell you, Light, there's a lot of open space in this main base that I can foresee Yuki taking advantage of.
Definitely. It's going to be 4-gate Blink Stalker from the side of our Protoss player. At the same time, GhostFantom is going to slip into the main base with his Reaper, and he's going to be able to get a scout off. He hasn't seen the Twilight Council yet. Actually, misses it, goes towards the low ground instead, and he hasn't seen the Robo yet either. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I was going to say, scouting the Robo and the 2 additional gateways here can be a bit of a tell. but I'm not sure if that's what just happened.
Yeah, looking at the vision here, he did see 4 gates and he saw a robo. So he should be aware of the aggression, but he's in the middle of the map. I don't know if this is the best move right now to push out without stim.
Yeah, well, it's definitely very optimistic here from GhostFantom. Best case scenario, with that Cyclone, he's going to be able to take out the Warp Prism, but unfortunately for GhostFantom, Yuki prioritized the Observer. He had complete eyes on top of all this, or ReWhite, sorry. ReWhite! Now I remember why I call him Yuki instead of ReWhite.
Yeah.
Yeah, ReWhite was able to have eyes on top of this entire bio army, plus the Cyclones, and yeah, we see what he does with that.
Yeah, it was a 2-1 opener into a 3-wax, a very similar build to what he did against Buchen in the previous series. But again, GhostFantom just being overly aggressive. He also didn't know what he was running into. He was just kind of face checking with his army, and he was completely shut down by those Blink Stalkers, almost resetting his army count. He does have a tank on the main base, in his main base, so he can deter the army a little bit, but Yuki sees everything.
He sees that it is unsiege. He is still playing it out very, very, very safely. With a frontal assault, blinks away the first sign of trouble, and yeah, this already is giving ReWhite a lot of value by just being able to contain GhostFantom.
Oh, yeah, exactly. As he's containing GhostFantom, it's not like Yuki is all in. We do have a third base behind this, so he's just applying a little bit of pressure, but despite that pressure, he still gets a tank.
Very decisive blink here from Yuki. I mean, and the Stalkers are far out of the range of the tank on the high ground. Finally, that tank gets a couple of volleys in, but the damage has already been dealt here by ReWhite.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Like, the natural base has been broken. As soon as the tank goes down onto the low ground, I'm sure Yuki is going to blink, and there we go. Immediately just dives on it and just shuts it down.
This one observer from Yuki is the absolute MVP. It's giving him eyes on just about every... He actually has 2 observers. I didn't even... Wow! It makes sense. You have 2 eyes, you might as well get 2 observers. GG is called. ReWhite takes game number 1.
GG, well played. ReWhite essentially playing with map hacks there with his 2 observers. But again, unfortunately, the Reaper of GhostFantom had some, or he was working with incomplete information, and losing all those Marines and the Cyclone in the middle of the map really just set him behind in the defense, just dropping in so much supply before he even had stim.
Yeah, I can't say I blame him from, trying to get something done with the army he made at this point, especially after scouting the 4 gates and the Robo facility. You know for a fact that a Warp Prism is going to be involved with that. You want to try to shut that down as early as possible, but ReWhite, as we could see, basically covered all of his bases. Basically prioritized vision above everything, and from there was able to make some very, very, very decisive moves.
Oh yeah, very decisive indeed. As we are.
Yeah, thank you very much to... I'm not sure how I should pronounce this. Kiwomuli? One of our viewers here in the chat for those translations. Apparently ReWhite was feeling a bit of lag that GhostFantom did not. Maybe now we know why he's called GhostFantom. He's the ghost of the latency.
Doesn't feel it, mate. Doesn't feel anything. He's dead. He's a ghost.
Yeah. How much of a delay must that be? Did I have in heaven? No, it's like, goddamn, ping. Anyway, we're going to be continuing our series now on to Data Under the Sea, where we just cannot wait to cast winners. You see what I did? Yeah. Good parody. In the bottom left-hand corner map, we have our yellow Protoss player coming out from the land of China, representing Starlight Twinkle as their ace player. You know him as Yuki. We know him as ReWhite.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Data Under the Sea, we have the Chinese Terran player himself. He is Teal. He is GhostFantom. And as we get into game number 2, I want to give a massive shout out to Babylings. Thank you so much for the raid. We appreciate it. For those who are tuning in, this is the DreamHack qualifier for China, the very first of the Chinese qualifiers for DreamHack Atlanta.
Yeah, this is day number 1. Only 2 players from this bracket will be advancing through close qualifiers.
Yeah, only 2, and which 2 will it be? Only potentially 1 between these 2 players, as Yuki this time is going for a proxy gateway.
Well, let's hope GhostFantom's able to scout this.
Yeah, this can be a little bit dangerous, but I think this is an okay opener for GhostFantom. Specifically, this is designed to punish a low ground expand. But with a full wall of here, I imagine if GhostFantom does go for a rack CC, the CC will be on the high ground. Oof.
Yeah, should be playing it safe regardless. Even rallying the Reaper back home just in case something's coming his way. Something like a Zealot, for instance.
Oh.
Double Reaper.
Yeah, as we actually had a 2-gas opener here from GhostFantom, so he goes for the racks going straight into a factory as well, so he's going to be delaying his CC for quite a bit, for quite some time, and he's even smelling this as he did move out and did confirm the proxy.
Yeah, this was definitely a build from GhostFantom that's meant to, initially anyway, was meant to bust through the natural base and just scout whatever the Protoss opponent has, but fortunately, or potentially unfortunately, depending on how you view it, GhostFantom scouted the proxy immediately and has to adapt to that.
Yeah, and it looks like the bunker will finish up just in time without losing a single one of these SCVs. So with this bunker, GhostFantom should be fine at home. Meanwhile, across the map, the Reaper does slip into the main base, gets a probe kill, and is going to be able to get a scout of... Oh, no!
A lot of probes being pulled here, and I believe KD8 was off cooldown, so yeah, we could have had a very unfortunate moment here for GhostFantom, but regardless, Yuki pulls a lot of his workers, but should still be fine.
Yeah, just forces some lost mining time here. GhostFantom confirming that tech hasn't been thrown out yet. The second gas is only just now being taken. So again, he's looking pretty good here and is taking his CC on the high ground.
Safe once again. Tech lab being built on the starport, and there are a number of ways that you can respond to the proxy gateway, and there we go. Banshee is the choice. I was gonna say, Ravens are a bit more standard in general for TVP, but in this scenario, you know that your Protoss opponent is going to be a bit more defenseless back at home. You can try to go for some Banshee harass.
Speaking of harass, here we go. One-Man Shot is going to go off. Nice reaction there by Yuki to be able to pull away with his army, but he will end up losing one of his Zealots. I'm going to be threatening this base, but with the Cyclone, with the Marines popping out just in time as well, GhostFantom is perfectly fine. And what's important is he is zoning away these Stalkers and making sure that they don't get a scout of that Banshee.
None whatsoever. It's a little bit more exposed. He has no bunker to fall back to. A natural base already. Not quite. I spoke too soon. Already losing two of his Marines, and that Cyclone is badly bruised.
It really is. Thankfully, it can be repaired here by these SCVs. We do see that GhostFantom is even backing up these Banshees. I was about to say that I really like the Banshee opener just because we do see that there's no Twilight Council, there's no Blink. All of this, all the tech was delayed because of the proxy. So the likelihood of ReWhite being able to deal with this is going to be pretty low.
Yeah, but as time continues, I like this from ReWhite. He did not neglect his transition whatsoever. He didn't neglect his tech. He still went for the Robo Facility. He's still getting his observers, and pretty soon a Twilight Council is going to be done for him.
Oh, exactly. And we have to wonder, are these Banshees going to be used to harass across the map, or is GhostFantom going to try and utilize them to gain control of his natural base? Because things are getting a little bit out of hand. ReWhite is fully saturated on 2 bases. He's even getting a third, and GhostFantom is still only on 1. Yeah,
I was going to say this greed is working out well for ReWhite, but it's not exactly greedy play from him. It's just super economic.
Yeah, it's just the fact that he's just been able to contain GhostFantom for so long. We just see ReWhite, overextending a little bit. The Cyclone doesn't go down, and he's able to pay the price with 2 Stalkers. Oh my god.
Finally, GhostFantom is going to be able to break out of this contain, but I would just like to highlight once again that ReWhite has a 3rd base on the way.
Yeah, these Banshees have a lot of work to do.
6-minute mark.
I mean, there are 2 Banshees. They can one-shot probes. They've got to kill at least 10 workers to kind of make up for this massive delay. Already, just wasting one of those shots on the Stalkers, but probes are falling.
Yeah, the Observer is far away from the bases here of ReWhite.
And here we go, the Observer finally comes in, but 10, 11, 12. Can we get 13 probe kills in the end? 12 probe kills is going to have to suffice.
Ooh.
Not a bad amount of damage, but everything gets cleaned up.
Yeah, 12 workers feels like just the right amount of kills that GhostFantom needed to put himself back on equal footing, but he also lost both Banshees to that, so I still want to give the favor to... I still want to say that ReWhite is pretty far ahead.
Yeah, I agree. I do think that ReWhite, especially because like we still have our 3 next side, you know, Blink is about to finish up as well. Like these Stalkers that we're just intending to contain now have the potential to counterattack and even break the position. I worry because there are no bunkers right now, and this main is honestly looking pretty exposed.
Oh, it absolutely is. There is a tank which is going to act as enough of a deterrent for now, but once that unsieges, and you know, ReWhite has absolute eyes on top of this base and that tank. Once that unsieges, that is going to allow ReWhite to just blink straight into the main base.
Speaking of, we have the unsiege. ReWhite sees all this, by the way, with his Observer. He's got to make a choice. He can slow down this push or go straight into the main. He's going to try and slow it down, picking away a couple of these Marines.
Yeah, I think this is definitely the safer choice to make, but like you said, he was targeting down the Marines, the tanks are still up and running, and GhostFantom, now that he's got his upgrades, he's going straight for the push, plus a drop.
Yeah, here we go. The drop does go into the main base. A lot of probes are going to be going down here, forcing a massive warp in back at home. We don't have any shield batteries ready. These Marines are doing a surprising amount of damage.
What's even more surprising than that, though, Light? ReWhite is still technically ahead, despite losing 12 more workers. Yeah. That's the power of triple Nexus, I guess.
Oh god, and here we go. We're going to see the blink on forward. One tank is going to go down. The second's going to be focused down as well. We do see it. There's just not enough fire to protect the tanks.
Yeah, a little bit of awkward targeting there from the side of ReWhite, but in the end, he has so much damage out. He has enough of a damage output that he still wins that fight, and he hasn't been crippled economically. He took a lot of damage, but again, triple Nexuses is the cure to just about any lost worker count.
Yeah, it's it can be brutal. It definitely can be. I mean, what I will say is that at least GhostFantom did keep one of his tanks alive, barely. It's like on 1 HP. Oh my god, as both armies don't end up walking into each other. A bit of a more favorable engagement here for GhostFantom.
Not with those force fields, though, unfortunately. Very nicely timed by ReWhite to be able to cut half of the bio.
Yeah, exactly. Just completely slicing it in half, and just like that, this push is going to be neutered. We only have a handful of Marauders. We don't even have that much anti-air. There's like the Prism isn't even really threatened.
There's 2 Marines.
Yeah.
And, you know, man with gun OP.
True.
That's not really the case for man with rocket launcher, though.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they do not shoot up. Meanwhile, we do have a bit of a Zealot Rabbit here running into the main army. Okay, a decent engagement once again here by GhostFantom, able to push this back. And he isn't all in either. I was anticipating maybe a boy pool or an SCV pool, but he is going for a 3rd CC.
I was with you on that one. I was thinking, alright, if you're GhostFantom right now, you're seeing this 4th base being taken by your opponent, yeah, I just might as well pull the boys, but it does make sense that he is playing a bit more sensibly. This is not a double elimination bracket, surprisingly. It's a single elimination bracket that we've got tonight, and well, there is a second chance, there is a second open bracket qualifier. You don't want to be the guy, you don't want to have to come back on a Friday evening to try to play in that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's just, you know, when you want to spend that Friday playing StarCraft, but not in a tournament, in laddering, you know?
Yeah.
Oh god, as we do have a bit of a Zealot drop into the main base, one tank immediately goes down. Oh my god, the second tank as well, looking so vulnerable.
Yeah, everything is so exposed. Bio push is being deflected once again, thanks to the battery overcharge.
Yeah, and it looks like
everything else is in shambles.
Yeah, there's just too many gateway units here across the map. The Zealots get on top of every single unit. They're going to be able to take down this bunker as well. GhostFantom is forced all in. He's going to try and dive in again, but there's still enough energy for another force field.
That one Liberator was the only anti-air that GhostFantom had for a while. SCVs are going down on his side of the map. On the other side of the map, the Bio Army is being disintegrated. It looks like we're going to see a 2-0 GG from the side of ReWhite.
Yeah, again, there's a reason why we said that he's one of the favorites in this entire bracket. ReWhite is one of the bigger names here. We do see a Liberator across. I'm dealing a little bit of damage, but it does get focused down in the end. And GhostFantom trying his hardest here against against this Starlight Twinkle Protoss. You know, he put up a decent fight, but again, just a really rough opener. The damage that those Banshees dealt, it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, it was almost enough, but not quite. Their base are going to go down, and this Observer, I'm surprised it's still alive.
Yeah.
Gives ReWhite a flanking opportunity if he decides to go for it.
Yeah, it's done so much here for ReWhite. Not just this game, but this entire series. You know, his Observers have been beautiful. And
same Observer, yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. GhostFantom's had a hard time spotting them, had a hard time denying them. He's opted not to go into any like kind of Raven play or anything like that. He has teched up actually all the way into a Ghost Academy, which is great to see. He just doesn't really have the economy to sustain like Ghost production.
Yeah, going for the Ghost Academy is the right move, but unfortunately he did lose that third base, so like I said, he just can't prioritize them just yet. He's getting one out, but it is going to be a vanilla Ghost at that.
Yeah, there's no enhanced shockwaves, there's no Ghost upgrade for those EMPs. We do see another Liberator across the map getting 2 probe kills, which is nice just to deter the economy a little bit, but I mean, I'm just a little bit shocked to see that Yuki is almost maxed out at this point.
Yeah, he's so maxed out, he's just splitting up chunks of his army in the middle of the map. Who needs Observers when, you know, your Zealots have eyes?
Yeah. Who needs Observers when you have Zealots all around the map? Meanwhile, you have a massive blink on forward here. As soon as ReWhite did recognize that the army was not at home, he just goes and pounces on the opportunity.
I think that EMP actually took out more energy from the Orbital
The
Command
Orbital,
than it yields of the not sentries, Stalkers, unfortunately.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate there, as we do see the Zealots coming in once again, clearing up whatever workers are on the low ground. We see a mass Doom drop into the main base. This is the Hail Mary play here for for GhostFantom.
And all ReWhite has to do is just prevent this from dealing damage. It snipes the Colossus, which is definitely a nice pickoff, but GhostFantom is on his last legs. He has 0 workers and no way of reproducing them. All he has is all he's got.
Oh my god, that Marauder death sound was terrifying. I don't know if you were able to hear it, but that's not something I hear too often. GG.
Like a ghost, yeah.
GG. GG gets cold, and ReWhite will take the series 2-0.
We can see now why he's the ace of Starlight Twinkle and why he is, without a doubt, one of the favorites in today's bracket. Again, we do have a lot of players coming in and only 2 of them can advance, but I would probably say from the upper side of the bracket, it's gonna be either ReWhite or his teammate Jaedong Oz making it out tonight.
Yeah, I agree. It's a shame that both ReWhite and Jaedong Oz are on the same half of the bracket, so they will have to face off at some point. So a bit of a shame that it is set up in that way, but yeah, like if everything goes the way we foresee it, it will be a ReWhite versus Jaedong Oz qualifying match, unless someone can stop them.
Yeah, someone like no wait, Jim's on the outside of the bracket. I got so excited when I saw him in game, by the way.